It is right for the acting Chief Justice to be vetted and eventually sworn into office. But like I did tell you, the Parliament's Appointment Committee will shortly be vetting him. Members of the committee are already seated, and our colleagues are on standby to bring us an update from what's happening from the Appointment Committee. And if you're just joining us, acting Chief Justice, Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie, will shortly be vetted by members of Parliament's Appointment Committee, and we're going to shortly be crossing over to bring you details of that. And as you know, the Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie was appointed by the President following the dismissal of the then Chief Justice Gertrude Arba-Tokonu, following that investigation into what the committee that did the investigation called inappropriate actions on her part. And so the President appointed the senior most on the bench at the Supreme Court, Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie, to replace her. And as we've been telling you, he's going to be vetted today by the Appointment Committee. We already know that the minority in the House is protesting against this vetting and is saying that it's not appropriate because the former Chief Justice was not properly relieved of her position. But of course, Parliament and the Appointment Committee still going ahead to vet him today. A lot of questions that will be asked of him as he faces members of the committee, both on the majority and minority side as well.
And so we are live, coming to you live from the vetting room inside Parliament, where the vetting of Chief Justice, Nominee Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie is expected to happen. Right now, there is a full representation from, justices of the Supreme Court, for instance. And you see a lot of them, Justice Perman, Justice Amadou Tanko, Justice Senyo Jamafe, and the rest of them, who have all come to throw their support behind, let's say, the senior most on the Supreme Court bench currently, who is in the person of Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie, who has been nominated for the role of the Chief Justice. So today, just in some few minutes to come, his vetting would happen. And already there are a number of traditional leaders as well who have shown up to provide their support. Indeed, I can tell you that there are committee members who have all come. Very soon I will show you the committee members and even those on the minority side. But just briefly, let me try to get a word from a former director of the Ghana School of Law, who happens to also be a judge at the Court of Appeal, Barima Yao Opon, as he's affectionately known. You're live on TV3 Ghana. Today happens to be the vetting. What are your expectations, really?
Well, I think my expectations are your expectations as well. And at the end of the day, we are just here to fulfill a very important constitutional provision. That's all.
To talk about the nominee himself, what are your expectations of him today?
Well, let's leave that to those who ask the questions and the general public. I think after that, if you ask me, I can also tell you what I had expected, but it won't be proper for me to take it from those who have been constitutionally mandated to do that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that is Berimaya Wapon, a former director of the Ghana School of Law, who also happens to be a judge at the Court of Appeal. Members on the minority from both sides are very well represented. As of now, we have those on the majority side as well as those on the minority side who have all come here to throw their support behind the Chief Justice nominee. I will seek to get some few words from some of the members on the committee on their expectation going into this vetting. Nothing much, just some few words. I have with me Madina Golden Boy, the Member of Parliament from Madina, who himself is an astute lawyer, Lawyer Xavier Sosu. You're live on TV3 Ghana. Today is the day. What do we expect going into this vetting?
Good morning to all your cherished viewers. I think that we should expect nothing but the best. There's an opportunity for the committee to interact with the nominee and probe into his professional life, probe into his experience as a lawyer, and having risen himself to the position of a Supreme Court Justice, and interrogate the critical issues of constitutionality, fairness, improvement of the justice system and the judiciary as a whole. So I'm looking forward to a really good session, and Ghanaians can just trust that Parliament will do its work, and I'm sure that the nominee is seized with the knowledge to really deliver.
Talking about constitutionality, fairness, your colleagues on the other side have raised issues over the period. Today we see them here. Maybe let me just ask this way: do you expect their cooperation going into this?
I think that showing up here really shows that the positions that they took earlier, they've advised themselves to abandon that position because they didn't want the vetting to happen at all, because they were citing some potential biases on grounds that some processes have been filed by the former CG. But the Speaker has clarified that point and said that the further processes are pending would not stop Parliament from doing its work. And so I think, I believe that it is out of respect for Speaker's ruling and Speaker's clarification of the points that I'm sure they have shown up here. And we are looking forward that they will do their job as minority, because it is minority that holds, they have a critical role to play in our governance architecture. And so I'm glad that they are here.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Madina Golden Boy, as it were, lawyer and Honorable Francis Xavier Sosu, Member of Parliament for the Madina constituency. I see the chairperson or the chairman of the committee around, which means that any moment from now, the vetting would commence, and what we've all expected would begin, the vetting of the Chief Justice nominee, Paul Baffoe-Bonnie. I have with me a member of the committee, Honorable Mahama Shaibu. Honorable, a simple question goes: what do we expect going into this, and your own expectations as well of the nominee?
I think it would just be the normal vetting. The nominee, we all know, has risen through the ranks to wherever he's been nominated. I don't think there are extraordinary stuff and questions that will put the nominee out of gear. And so this particular one, just testing the competence and affirming the confidence that the president has in reposing it on him. And so I think it's going to be quite a simple one, and we hope to witness a very great vetting.
That's a very great vetting indeed. Thank you. But let me quickly try to pick a word from the minority side, and I'll come back to the majority side indeed. Really, also because they've had a very strong position over the period about the nominee. But let me pick a word from the minority legal representative, John Darko, who happens to be MP for Suame, to see really what they make of the vetting process going into today's activity. And so, as it were,
they will join us. So just wait. I'm not going to say anything.
I'm yet to see the leader himself.
No, leader is around. He's around. Yes.
So he will also be here any moment from now.
Yes. Leader will be here.
Do we expect a long day?
I don't know. So just wait. I know you have a way of eliciting answers, but that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say much. Let's just wait. Leader will come, and then the meeting will start. After that, we can have all the conversation.
Thank you. John Dako there.
John Dako is the legal representative for the minority. He speaks for the minority on legal matters. Indeed, even before today, we know very well that the minority has held a good view of what they make of the appointment and their demands thereof, which culminated in a response from the Speaker last Friday, that ruling which the Speaker gave. And so once they are here, it means that we expect to get that cooperation from the minority side. He makes it clear that leader himself, Alexander Feyomaking, is around and very soon should be in this vetting room. Already I've earlier seen the second minority whip, Jerry Ahmed Shaib, also around. I've seen chairman of the committee also come, and a few more members of the committee, and even from the minority side, who are also making their way into the vetting room. Honorable, and so maybe I will seek to get a word from Vice Chair of the committee in the person of Kweku Rekethagan, who is already seated, and it just means that any moment from now the vetting would begin. Let me just try to get some few words from him. Leader, I mean, today is a big day indeed.
Yes.
Vetting of the Chief Justice nominee. I just want to pick your few words. You're live on TV3 Ghana. What do we expect going into this?
Well, thank you very much. I think, this is not the first time we are vetting. This year, remember we did 60 ministerial vetting, and we've done some judges as well. But of course, this is a big one, which is the Chief Justice. I expect things to go smoothly, as the previous ones have, and not learn from our lessons on whatever went wrong in any of the previous ones, so we don't repeat the same mistake and have a smooth vetting.
I mean, the minority heretofore has had a few reservations. We know what happened on the floor on Friday, the Speaker's ruling concerning their motion for this vetting to be suspended. They are here today. We understand their leader is here and should be here pretty shortly. What kind of cooperation are you expecting from them?
Well, Speaker's ruling was the ruling, and that is over. So we are not going to be talking about Speaker's ruling here. I don't expect that. But as you said, they are here. They will be in here. And then we'll follow the procedure and processes and get a vetting done. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And so I see leadership just walking, leadership from both sides of the House. Honorable Mahama Yariga, who is a majority leader and leader of government business. He himself is here. On the minority side as well, the Chief Whip, Frank Anodompre, is in, as well as the deputies, Habib Idris, as well as Jerry Ahmed Shaib, who have all come to, make this process a very good one. And so, as it were, you have strong representation from both sides of the House. Both sides on the committee are here, including the minority. I want to see if I can get a few words from, just an expectation from leader, the majority leader, just your expectation going into this. Right, he indicates that he would defer that to later, which is okay. So that is it. But you understand that the nominated Chief Justice comes with a wealth of experience indeed, from the Court of Appeal, the High Court, and now to the Supreme Court. It just means that he's had that wealth of experience, and also because even before serving at the court, he has served in various positions, from taxation to serving at the prison service to other places as such. It just means that he's someone who has worked in different or diverse diverse positions or in leadership. And we know currently, and as it were, that even the wife happens to be the director of the prison service, which is a love story that many of you talk about. You know, there is that interesting one about the example cited that if the husband arrests you, the wife will take care of the rest. So all of those are some of the interesting perspectives that this vetting indeed brings. And when you see the kind of support or the representation, as it were, that we have right now, it makes it a good one. You know, it makes it a good one. So let me still try to see if I can get a few reactions from some of the members of the committee, and to see really what they expect going into this. I'll try to see if I can get just some few words from Honorable Tampuli on his expectation going into this day. It's a big day. Words from you. What do you expect in and of yourself going into this?
Oh, the process is about to begin, and I think that just as we've done in the past, it's going to be, you know, the usuals, very civil and very intellectually engaging exercise to bring out the best out of the nominee. As we are vetting him not for the position of a justice of the Supreme Court, but as a Chief Justice. And by reason of that, we are not testing his knowledge of the law. We are looking at his administrative acumen. We are looking at his capability in running the administration of justice and how to manage, plan, organize, control, and discipline. That is what we are looking at. And I think that the exercise will begin shortly.
The session begins shortly. I mean, as we know, your side has had a view over the period. You happen to be here. Many were expecting that you wouldn't even show up at all, but you are here indeed to support this process, which is what defines democracy indeed. We expect your cooperation indeed, isn't it?
Well, like I said, we are here. We raised an objection, we filed a motion on the floor of Parliament. The Speaker said it was inadmissible, and so here we are. So let's see. Yes, indeed.
So you're a subject matter rep or a member of the committee? Yeah, great. Honorable Baffoe, can I get just some few words from you?
Yes, sir.
Today is a big day.
Yes,
Today is a big day.
Yes, sir.
What do we expect from your side going into this vetting?
Perform our constitutional duty. That's all. Perform our constitutional duty.
Yes, which means that we expect you to cooperate really, and you're already here, which is a great start indeed.
You are likely to witness what we are likely to do.
All right. Thank you. Very brief and crisp. We are likely to witness what we are likely to witness. That is a brief understanding that we have from the minority side indeed, that they are ready to perform their constitutional duty. But let me see if I can briefly get Honorable Enyemedu entry. Also because we know that in that motion sent to the Speaker, he was one of the sponsors. And that gets eventually dismissed by the Speaker. Just want to pick his thoughts really. Once being here, it means that he is ready to support this process. And so council, just some few words. Indeed, you're already here. We know that you were part of the 6 members who sponsored the Speaker. Halted until all the pending cases filed by Justice Gertrude Tokono are resolved. That has been dismissed, but you're here.
Oh, it was not even admitted.
Yes.
The motion was not admitted.
Yes, and that is what the Speaker said on Friday.
Yeah, and that's why I'm here. It was not admitted. So there should be an end to any litigation. We put out our case, and if it's either admitted or it's not, and it was not even admitted for us to argue it. So the next thing is that Parliament is vetting the man, and that's why we are here.
And that's why you are here. So yeah. we expect your cooperation indeed.
Of course, otherwise I wouldn't have been here. Yeah, that's why I'm here.
What is your expectation of the nominee himself? I'm sure you've had one working relationship or the other with him. You've known him for some time now.
Teacher, when he was a circuit court judge already, and nobody can fault him on his competence. So I think he's well qualified. There are other questions that we need to pose. to make, because he's going to be the Chief Justice of Ghana. Yes, but his competence, nobody can doubt him. Now, like I said, he was a lawyer before I went to the law school anyway, so I don't doubt his competence. And I take this opportunity to congratulate him, right, personally. Right.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. So we've been engaging Honorable Kwame Anyumedu-Entry, who has just shared his thought on this process, and indeed the great expectation of that democratic process that we are just about to witness. I'll see if I can get Honorable Boama to just utter some few words, also because he happens to be a member of this committee, and so he carries some weight as well. Honorable, this is a great democratic process that we're about to witness. Vetting of Chief Justice. You are a lawyer yourself. You understand this process and all that goes into it as chairperson of the Subsidiary Legislation Committee. What do you expect, or what should I expect of you?
Thank you very much. This is a process set out by the Constitution, and we are here to do exactly what the Constitution has advised us to do. And it's not the first time that we'll be vetting Chief Justice nominee. We'll go through the motions, ask the right questions. A report will be generated by the committee, sent to plenary, because this is a referral from the Speaker to us. Debate will ensue, and a decision will be taken on the nominee. So that's the process and the procedure that I've set out to you. And we wish the nominee well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And just a quick one on this. Indeed, many are your position on the So live here on TV3. Now, the Appointments Committee of Parliament will later this morning, as you've just seen a bit of it, vet the Acting Chief Justice nominee, Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie. Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie's nomination follows the removal of former Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Gertrude Araba Esaba Sakitokono. Now, the vetting will assess the nominee's qualifications, experience, and suitability for the position. Remember that the committee will then present its report to the plenary for consideration. Now, Paul Baffoe-Bonnie was appointed Acting Chief Justice, and that was earlier this year, since April actually, when the then Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Sakitokono was suspended by the President, and Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie is also currently the most senior judge on the Supreme Court bench. He was appointed to the Apex Court in June 2008 by then President John Agyekum Kufuor. He rose through the ranks of the judiciary, serving as a circuit court judge in Kumasi, a high court judge at Duayao in Kwanta, and later as a court of appeals judge before his elevation to the Supreme Court.
And as you've been watching from the live coverage that we gave you, our reporter giving us that update, he was actually speaking to the Member of Parliament for the Okai North, Patrick Boama, and of course we'll be going back to Parliament very shortly. But again, if you're just joining us, this is our coverage of the vetting of the Chief Justice nominee, Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie, who is about to face the appointment committee later today. And just a reminder that Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie's nomination follows the removal of former Chief Justice. That was in September. Her leadership, Araba Esabasaki Tokonu, the vetting will assess the nominee's qualifications, experience, among others. Now, this is also coming at a time when the minority in Parliament is actually agitating against her removal. Remember that the committee that recommended her removal said that she was being removed for stated misbehavior. And that was after the Council of State was asked to look into the petition that was submitted in March. And then in April, she was suspended whilst investigations were going on. We're showing you live visuals from Parliament's Appointment Committee. And like I did tell you, the Chief Justice, the acting Chief Justice, will be vetted very shortly. Already we've seen a number of Supreme Court and other justices seated already. We've seen Justice Kwaman, who was part of the committee as well, that oversaw the removal of the then Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Tokonu. A number of MPP MPs as well there who are part of the minority in Parliament. And you saw Christian Yale asking that question of Eyimedu Entry, why the minority said that they were against this vetting, and yet the members are representing, and you heard the answer given there. And also the Member of Parliament for Medina, Xavier Francis Susu, also giving his side of what should be expected today, that is going to be a good one, that would really look into the qualifications of the CJ nominee. And yes, let me remind you that Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie was born on the 26th of December 1956. He has had a distinguished career serving in various capacities across Ghana's judicial system, of course, culminating in his appointment as a Justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana 17 years ago, a position he still holds, and now going to be vetted as the overall boss, as it were, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the country. Of course, he previously served as a Justice of the Court of Appeal and High Court and a Circuit Court judge. Before joining the bench in 1992, he worked as a Principal Inspector of Taxes and Head of Legal Eastern and Volta regions at the Internal Revenue Service. That's the IRS. Of course, before then, he was Deputy Superintendent of Prisons and Head of Legal at the Prisons Service Headquarters. A graduate of the University of Ghana and the Ghana School of Law, Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie had his secondary education at Konongo Odumase Secondary School, where he obtained his O and A level certificates. Currently, he chairs the Disciplinary Committee of the General Legal Council, the Election Management Committee of the Judicial Service, and the Finance Committee of the Judicial Service. So you can imagine that he's coming on board with vast experience, and these are some of the things that the members of the Appointment Committee will be looking into. His expertise spans constitutional law, judicial ethics, taxation, prison administration, election law, and legal education, with special emphasis on election and electoral laws. And if you've been following our current affairs and news programs here on TV3, you would recall that the acting CJ, who is going to be vetted today, has been speaking really a lot vociferously about the illegal mining menace. And on Saturday, during the 29th GJ Awards, he gave his voice again and spoke about the menace currently facing the country, that is the Galamsey issue. Let's watch what he said exactly.
Galamsey remains one of the gravest challenges confronting our country. It has destroyed our rivers, poisoned our soil, and displaced communities. But beyond the visible scars on the land, Galamsey represents a deeper wound, a failure of collective responsibility. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the fight against environmental degradation cannot be waged in silos. It demands a strong partnership between the executives, the legislature, the judiciary, the media, and civil society. Each arm of government and each institution must perform its constitutional role with integrity, accountability, and respect for the rule of law. When the media operates responsibly, with responsibility, the judiciary with impartiality, and the executive with transparency, the foundation of our democracy remains firm.
Chief Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie there, speaking on Saturday at the 29th GJ Awards. Let's go back to Parliament. The Appointments Committee, Christian Yale, is on standby to bring us the latest from there.
Meeting of the Chief Justice nominee is expected to take place. Currently, chairperson of the committee is seated. Other members from leadership from both sides of the House, from both the minority and majority, are also seated. Right now, very soon we expect the nominee to enter the room. Once he enters, he takes the oath, and after taking the oath, the process would begin. So that is what is expected, and so all is settled. Indeed, one who we still expect to come is the minority leader, Alexander Feomarken. He has not entered yet, but the indication we have received is that he is going to be here to join the vetting. And so right now you have the minority whip, Jerry Ahmed Shaib. We just saw the chief whip himself, Frank Anodompre, enter, and as well the two other whips are in. So there is only one seat left empty, which is to be filled by the minority leader, Alexander Feomarken. It is one that you really want to look forward to, also looking at all the issues that have come up concerning the nomination ever since the other Chief Justice, Gertrude Tokonu, was removed from office after that investigative work by the Poaman Committee. And right now, we have the minority leader enter. Alexander Feomarken has just entered and is about to take his seat, which means that all is set. Really, we are good to go. And once the nominee is in or has been ushered in, the process would begin. But just like I was about to tell you, Justice Baffoe-Bonnie comes with a wealth of experience, having served in public service for a good period. Right now, he happens to be the senior at the Supreme Court bench. And so when you talk to some of the Supreme Court justices, they make that understanding clear to you that yes, he deserves it. He is the senior most, as you would call it. And so what it means is that he deserves that appointment, albeit made all those, I can see from behind that the nominee is just about to enter the committee room with a team accompanying him. And so there you have it. Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie has just entered to an applause. Just as you know, we have a very strong representation from the bench, justices from the Supreme Court who are here to support him. You know that the wife happens to be the director of the prison service, so members and officials from the prison service are also here. And just about now, the meeting has been called to order. We zoom in straight to the vetting prayers. Now we cross over.
Almighty God, we humbly beseech thee to look with favor upon this Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. Grant that it may perform its high duty as in their sight. Give divine guidance to the President of the Republic. Endow members of Parliament and ministers of state with discernment and vision, integrity and courage, that through the labors of government, this land and people may be well and truly served, and their good purposes for the common human life be realized in our midst. O God, grant us a vision of our country, fair as it might be, a country of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, a country of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done away with, a country of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service, and honor shall be given to the deserving, a country of peace, where government shall rest on the will of the people and the love for the common good. Bless the effort of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people that they may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Ghana and Africa. Amen. Amen. Honourable members, may I use the opportunity to welcome all of us to the vetting of my Lord, the Chief Justice to be. Honourable members, following the nomination of the Chief Justice, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, by a letter dated 17th October 2025, communicated saying to Parliament, Honourable members, this was duly referred to the Appointment Committee to conduct the vetting and report to the House. In view of that, this meeting has been organized. Honourable members, the purpose clearly is to vet His Lordship Justice Baffoe-Bonnie as the Chief Justice of Ghana. Honourable members, he has been vetted and approved by this House as Justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana. He is now being elevated to a leadership level as the Chief Justice. We are therefore here to have him vetted. Honourable members, once again, you are all welcome. Honourable members, as the tradition demands, we shall proceed to call on the clerk to have the Chief Justice sworn in.
I hereby proceed to lead the nominee to take the
Chairman, for the record, honourable members, I believe today's proceedings must be orderly. When you have an issue, the practice is that you catch the eye of the speaker, and in this case, the eye of the chairman. You don't have a right to ask anybody to stop proceedings for you to say whatever you want to say. Honorable members, the idea is, why should I refer to him as a Chief Justice but not Chief Justice nominee? Chief Justice nominee, you are welcome.
Let me see.
Honorable Habib, let me hear you.
Chairman, thank you.
I hope it's not different from what I said, Chief Justice.
Close to what you said. Initially, you said the clerk shall swear in the Chief Justice. And this is Parliament, and for the record of Parliament, that will be captured. So if you are correcting it, then direct that your earlier statement should be expunged from the record.
Unfortunately, you don't have a right to tell me what I should do. Once the correction has been made, may we proceed to administer the oath. Clerk of the committee.
I hereby proceed.
I, Paul Baffoe-Bonnie,
Swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue
shall
be the truth,
the
whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, procedurally, I will ask the members of the committee to introduce themselves. It's going to be self-introduction, starting from my left. Honourable members, only members of the committee.
So members.
Nana Ejei Baffoe Ewua, the Honorable Member of Parliament for the good people of Menchia South, and Vice Chairman, the Subsidiary Legislations Committee.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Hassan Tampoli. I'm the Member of Parliament for the good and virtuous people of Gushegu in the Northern Region, and then Deputy Ranking for Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Honorable Anthony Mie, Member of Parliament for Odotobri in the Ashanti region. I also serve as the Vice Chairman for the Committee on Judiciary. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Kwame Enyimedwentri, Member of Parliament for Asante Achem Central and a ranking member for Constitutional Legal.
Joseph Frimpong, MP Nkoko, Chairman of the Judicial Committee. Thank you.
Kwame Apiakodua, Member of Parliament for Mfantiakwa North in the Eastern Region. Subject member. Petitions. Petitions and Judiciary, sir. I'm here as a subject matter member. Thank you.
Petitions Committee.
Petitions, and I'm a member of the Petitions and Judiciary, but I'm here in the name of the Judiciary.
The rules are clear in Standing Order 1217. Strictly subject matter committee.
I'm here on the ticket of the
and then leadership of the subject matter committee. So you are either a chairman, vice chairman, ranking, or deputy ranking of the committee. Honourable members, let me use the opportunity to clarify Standing Order 217. We do not want any confusion. If you know you are not a ranking member, deputy ranking, chairman, and Vice Chairman of the Subject Matter Committee, please perpetually remain silent.
Thank you very much, Chair Patrick Boamo, Kankwe Central, member of the committee.
Jerry Ahmed Shaib, MP for Wejagbawe, leadership.
Alhaji Habib Idris, Member of Parliament for Tolong, First Deputy Minority Whip, Member of the committee.
Honor Dompre Nsauma Reggie, Minority Whip.
Yes, now on my right.
Thank you very much, Chair. My name is Bede Anwatasmo Zieden. I am the MP for Laura and ranking for Judiciary, Subject Matter Representative.
Al Hassan Umar, MP for Zabzugu in the Northern Region, a member of the Appointment Committee.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Shaibu Mahama, MP for Daboya Mankargo, Chairman for Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament, and a member of the committee.
Thank you, Chairman. MP for Adan Leadership. Thank you.
Ladi Ayayamba is my name, MP for Pusiga, ranking for Chieftaincy and Culture, and a member of the Appointments Committee.
Chairman, thank you. CJ Nominee, you're welcome. My name is Roxanne Nelson Dafamapo, MP for the Good People of Southern, member.
My name is Mahama Ayariga, Member of Parliament, Boku Central Constituency, leadership.
Thank you. My name is Kweku Ricketts Hagen, Member of Parliament for Cape Coast South and the Vice Chairman of the committee. That's the Appointment Committee. Thank you.
Afenyo Makin, MP for Efutu and ranking for the committee.
Bernard Ahiafo, Chairman of the Appointment Committee. People also call me the Kingmaker. So, honourable members, commencement. Yes, I see you pulling the microphone. Do you have an issue?
Chairman, with respect, thank you for the opportunity, and I shall proceed with my opening remarks, which remarks I make for and on behalf of the Minority Caucus of this committee.
Honorable Minority Leader and the ranking member of the committee, I shall accord you every respect and the time to raise your issue. My only hope and prayer is that whatever issue that you are going to raise must be raised within the rules that governs this committee as well as the entire Parliament. The floor is now yours.
Chairman, thank you very much. I shall proceed my remarks with a quote from Shakespeare's Macbeth, Act 1, Scene 7. First,
as I'm his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, and as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door and not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan has borne his faculties so meek, has been so clear in his great office, and his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity like a naked newborn baby, striding the blasts of heaven's cherubim, housed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye. Tears shall drown the wind. I have no spare to prick the size of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls on the other. Chairman, this morning, on behalf of the caucus, we hear with a heavy heart, but an unshakable resolve to defend the Constitution of Ghana, protect judicial independence, and uphold the rule of law. We gather to vet a disputed nominee for office of Chief Justice of Ghana. This should be a moment of national pride and institutional renewal.
I have an issue.
Instead, it has become a test of whether Ghana's judiciary will remain independent or fall under executive and political control.
Honorable Minority Leader. Honorable Minority Leader, just hold it a second. Yes, Honorable Ayariga.
Mr. Chairman, we are here because our rules say we should be here. And the same rules indicate exactly what we can do or not do when we gather here. Order 122 and 123. I want you to focus on those two orders. 123 talks about content of speeches, whereas 122 provides the grounds on which debate can be interrupted. So I come under order 122. But my objection is founded on content of speeches. I've heard the ranking member of the committee refer to, I believe, the nominee as a disputed nominee to the post of Chief Justice. 123 says, a member shall not raise any question. 123(5). A member shall not raise any specific question upon which the House has come to a conclusion during the current session, except on a substantive motion for rescission. I recall that just a couple of days ago, I think Thursday, the same member brought a motion to the House trying to stop this committee from sitting to vet the nominee. The matter was exhaustively debated, and you, Mr. Speaker, gave a ruling. Subsequently, the Speaker himself, because you sat as a Deputy Speaker, the Speaker himself came and recounted the motion and also gave a ruling. So this issue about the propriety or otherwise of whatever happened has been raised on the floor, debated extensively, and a ruling given. Apart from that, Order 1237 1237 says that the conduct of the speaker, the Chief Justice, members and justices of the Superior Court of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except upon a substantive motion. You cannot raise anything about the conduct of a member of the Superior Court of Judicature of this country in Parliament except by a substantive motion. No substantive motion is before us, and so the ranking member has no right, no lawful authority to raise anything about what happened in court, the processes leading to a removal of anybody, and the nomination of anybody. You have no right, pursuant to our rules, to raise those issues. So be guided, because if you raise them, I'm going to object. So I am objecting to the use of the term disputed nominee, because there's no dispute before us regarding the nomination.
Yes, Honorable Habib. There is an issue raised.
Yes, that's what I'm...
And I must give the floor first to the person who raised the issue in relation to which objection is being taken to respond. Yes, Honorable Minority Leader and the ranking member of the committee. This is the issue raised to part of the submission that we have started raising. What is your response to it?
Chairman, first of all, the majority leader is clearly acting in bad faith, seeking to obstruct the rather peaceful processes we have started, and as it were, try to use his numbers to intimidate. Let me ask, the rule he relied on has to do with debate on the floor of the House. There are dark clouds indeed in this country where freedom of speech by mere operation of a supermajority, you cannot even as a member of parliament make your comment. I am not moving a motion. I am not debating. Please, Chairman, the rule he relied upon. Is it this situation where people move from here and there to create confusion and create their own jurisprudence must come to an end with respect? Interruption of debate. That is, if you go to page 70 or the 122, the title there, the subtitle, interruption of debate. Debate may be interrupted by a point of order. And then he says that I am debating. Who is debating here? Mr. Chairman, if the majority leader has anything to say in opposition to my opening remarks, he has a right bona fide as a leader of government business and as a leader of the House to also state his submission. I have seen him with his written submission, be it for his opening remarks or see that to you as a chair of the committee to read it for Hansard. But this process where, as it were, try to use it to deny you, don't say this. So every line that I read, he will censor it and say, you use this word. Mr. Chairman, we are not going to make any progress with that. Again, the 1, 2, 3 that he relies upon. It says that the conduct of the Speaker, the Chief Justice, members and Justice of the Superior Court of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except upon a substantive motion. With the greatest respect, have I raised any issue that is situated within the context of 123(7) to warrant this so-called objection? Chairman,
Honorable members, can we have some order?
Chairman,
honorable members, can we have some order and listen to the minority leader in silence?
Chairman, we are here to discharge a civic duty and responsibility. We are political actors who have our political views on matters of national interest. The matters giving rise to the nomination is purely political, and every Ghanaian adult knows this. Your side raised it as a political issue during the campaign. You are going to remove Justice Tokonu as Chief Justice, and that has happened. If in my statement I contextualize to say that disputed nominee, it is our view we hold as a minority caucus. Right, expressing. We have to express it. And that is why I added by saying that this should be a moment of national pride and institutional renewal. Instead, it has become a test of whether Ghana's judiciary will remain independent or fall under executive and political control. Can't I have these bona fides also that have to be obstructed by the majority leader when you have every unfettered right to raise your issues? Chairman, humbly, please control proceedings. Please take charge. Let our respected leader of government business understand that after speaking, after making my comment known on behalf of the minority, he can seek your leave to also make his opening remarks. By the way, by way of conclusion, this is not the first time a leader in the minority is having this opportunity to make opening remarks. It predates me from J.H. Mensah's era, he and J.H. Owusu Achampong, all the way to Alban Bagbin, MP for Naudole Kalio, and minority leader as he then was. The videos are there. Hansard is there. The Honorable Bagbin had unfettered opportunity to make his political statement on behalf of the minority, and they were not stopped on point of order. It got to Chair Mensah Bonsu, it got to Harun Edrusu, and recently, my own respected colleague, Dr. Kasiel Atufosen. The records are there. Let's not create a certain impression as if all it is you are majority, so we cannot even say a word. We must have our rights. These are far right. We will state them, and you would also have the opportunity to state them for the record. Please, let us have some more.
Honorable Minority Leader, your point is made. Yes, you have listened to the response.
Right,
Honorable members, it's not every issue that will necessarily call for the chair making a ruling. But honorable members, I indicated as a preliminary issue that let us all operate within the rules. Honorable members, may I add that we need to also observe the principle of brevity. Yes, what do you have to say?
Chairman, if you read rule 1233, where in the opinion of the Speaker, the words of a member used in a speech, and it doesn't matter whether the speech is at plenary or at committee, a speech is a speech in Parliament. So where, in the opinion of the Speaker, the words of a member used in a speech are offensive, abusive, insulting, blasphemous, or unbecoming, impute improper motives, or impugns the integrity of a member or any other person, the Speaker may order that the member withdraws those words or withdraw and apologize. Mr. Speaker, when we came into this chamber, this committee meeting room, and you started, you referred to the nominee as Chief Justice. When you refer to the nominee as Chief Justice, the minority objected to the reference to the nominee as Chief Justice and said that he is not a Chief Justice, he is a nominee to the post of Chief Justice, and so you must refer to him appropriately. Or acting Chief Justice, because he's also an acting Chief Justice. And an acting Chief Justice is a Chief Justice. Now, he has referred to the nominee as a disputed nominee. Disputed nominee. Disputed nominee. You are in court what? Are you in court litigating his nomination? No. Are you in court disputing his nomination? You are not in court challenging his nomination. So to the extent that you are not in court challenging his nomination, there is no dispute about his nomination. If there is a dispute about some other action. So you have no right to look him in the face here before this committee and refer to him as a disputed nominee and expect me to sit here and not respond. So, Mr. Chairman, pursuant to our own rules, he has to withdraw and apologize to him for referring to him as a disputed nominee when he is not a disputed nominee.
Chairman, let me.
Honourable members.
Chairman, he has had two opportunities to make a point. Let me respond to
Honourable members, Honourable Minority Leader, listen to what I will have to say.
Okay.
Please proceed and raise your issue. Avoid the use of disputed Chief Justice. Once I do not have a right to refer to him as a Chief Justice, but Chief Justice nominee. Let us all observe that rule and refer to him as such.
Let me be unequivocally clear. The minority in Parliament objects to and unequivocally condemns the coordinated campaign to subjudicate Ghana's judiciary to political domination. Chairman, the facts speak for themselves.
I object again. I object again.
On the 22nd
I object again.
April,
I object again, Chairman.
On 22nd of April,
I object again.
2025.
Chairman, I object again. I object.
Hold on. Honourable members, I think at this particular point, I must place on record that I have admonished that we should all operate within the ambit of the law. Honourable Minority Leader, be guided by Order 103D, and then let's make progress. And Order 103D, if I may read, to serve as a guide to all of us. It states that a motion shall relate to a definite issue and not revive the consideration of a matter which had been considered in the same meeting unless new matters have arisen. Honourable members, by necessary implication, whether a motion or not, the principles of res judicata will not permit us that a matter that has been raised on the floor resolve to its finality would be permitted to be raised at a committee meeting. So, Honourable Minority Leader, refrain from anything that is relating to sub judice rules and let's make progress, with all due respect. Because Speaker has dealt with this matter. I have also personally dealt partly with this particular matter, with all due respect.
Chairman, the facts speak for themselves. On April 22nd, 2025, Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Tokonu was suspended as a result of a prima facie determination by the Council of State as contained in the public announcement made by the executive. We, the minority, hold the view that the subsequent committee that was set up under the chairmanship of His Lordship Gabriel Scott Poama to trial the Chief Justice amounted to a travesty of justice.
Chairman.
The removal
our rules are clearly offended.
In the language
our rules are
of
clearly
judicial
offended.
accountability.
Because the rules I just read clearly offended.
But
the rules clearly are offended. Chairman, the rules say that the conduct of the speaker, the Chief Justice, members and justices of the Superior Court of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except on a substantive motion. He has just raised the question of the conduct of a Supreme Court judge who chaired the committee. And he describes it and the conduct and what the justice did as a travesty of justice. He has raised the conduct of that judge. He has. And the rules are clear. And I can assure you that I will not allow you to breach any inch of the rules today. No inch of the rules will I allow you to breach.
Let me respond to him. Chairman, let me respond to him. Chairman, let me respond to him.
You see, I cannot go and be giving you the opportunity when the person who is speaking is in the process of responding to the issue.
It doesn't fit in the rules.
Yes, Honourable Minority Leader, you have the floor.
Mr. Chairman.
Honourable members, order. Honourable Oman, order.
Mr. Chairman, let me make these preliminary comments before I address.
In response to.
Yes, before I address, I've made an observation. The learned Attorney General knows how much I respect him. He knows how much I respect him. And this must be reciprocated by him. When the respected learned Mahama Yariga, leader of government business, was raising his objection, I remained quiet to listen to him because I know that decency requires that we listen to each other in silence. We are lawyers, and in the East, we must demonstrate that practice in Adaba for people to know that we listen and respond. So please, unless there is another plan that I don't know, but whatever that is happening today, history is watching. Now let me respond to my respected colleague, the majority leader. Chairman, it is his contention that my reference to the committee's work amount to attacking the conduct of its chair. with the greatest respect, I need to be listened to, and he has to pay attention to language as used in context. For the avoidance of doubt, I am repeating that the minority holds the view that the committee's work resulting in the removal of Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, amount to travesty of justice. It is a view we hold. It does not offend Order 1237. Order 1237, with avoidance of doubt, provides the conduct of the Speaker, the Chief Justice, members of Parliament, the Chief Justice, and Superior Court Justice of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except a substantive motion. Now, the distinction must be made. Respected Ayarga, please bear with me. I've listened to you. The distinctions must be made. Your work in the regular official duties and a critique thereto must be distinguished from personal conduct that one would consider as misbehavior or stated misbehavior. I am not, with the greatest respect, impugning the person of the reputation of my Lord Puaman, who I voted for under the influence of Honorable K.T. Amon. When all the odds were against him, I have nothing personal against him. Because even where there were personal issues that people were attacking his reputation, I was one of the few who stood.
Mr. Chairman.
So I'm not here to attack him.
Mr. Chairman.
And he knows I won't attack him. The caucus is talking about, please, Honorable Ayarga, let me finish. You were allowed to make your point.
Yes, but Honorable Minority Leader, just be brief.
Very well. The committee's work is what we are expressing an opinion on. And we are using very civil language to say that what it did amount to travesty of justice. It's as simple as that. So let me proceed.
That's very important, Chairman.
Chairman, unless the majority leader intends to frustrate everything that the minority has to say by way of its opinion, when did Parliament reduce to this? When you have the right to say your own, you are the leader of the House, you have unfettered right to rebut. That is the debate we even have on the floor. When there is a debate, you take note. Where you think you disagree, when it gets your turn, you should also say that the committee's work did not amount to travesty of justice. Simplicity. But this issue of one line, point of order, next line, you are marking, don't say this, don't say that. Where are we heading to? The judiciary criticizes the government and members of the public where they disagree in their ruling. We,
Honorable Minority Leader, kindly conclude for me.
The work of even
Please conclude for me. Conclude for me.
I beg you, leader.
Conclude.
We all agreed, Chairman.
Conclude.
Right. So let me proceed.
Honorable members, I have listened to the majority leader.
Travesty of justice is now.
I have listened to the minority leader. Honorable members, we should be guided by the principles that if there is an issue on the floor of Parliament which has got to do with another who may not have the opportunity to respond to it, such a thing should not be made on the floor. Now, though Justice Gabriel Poma is here in person, at no point will he have the opportunity of responding to any issue raised about him. None of the committee members will have the opportunity here and then to make comment. Therefore, for you jumping into a conclusion to say that their reports amount to a travesty of justice without any of them having the opportunity to respond offends our rules, I will consequently order that anything in relating to the committee and Justice Poma should be expunged from our record. That is my ruling.
Chairman,
kindly proceed.
Chairman, let me protest the rather unacceptable, consistent attempt by the majority leader to obstruct our side's remarks in this process. I know he's your leader, but Chairman, this is unacceptable. That said, I will proceed.
Yeah.
We hold a view that the removal of Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Tokonu was cloaked in some opaque circumstances unacceptable to the jurisprudence of our country.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Minority Leader, you know the rudiment of the game. If you don't want interruptions, let's go by the rules. Other than that, the chairman will be compelled to listen to the person and make ruling.
This one is friendly. Opaque. It's friendly. Opaque.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, if the minority, led by the minority leader, were to walk out here and invite all the journalists, they could describe the work of the committee in any language. In any language. Nobody. Freedom of speech. But before this Committee of Parliament, the rules are clear. What you can raise and what you cannot raise, and how you can raise it. I'll be surprised if after all these years in this Parliament, you don't understand those rules. I'll be surprised. Yes, I intend to be offensive because he has told me that I am here to deliberately obstruct the minority. What did he say about that? To describe my conduct here as deliberately obstructing the minority when I'm trying to keep him to the rules. When you say the conduct of a judge, we're not talking about the personal conduct, who he slept with and who he didn't sleep with. We're talking about his work, how he conducted his work. You are saying that the committee conducted its work in an opaque manner. That's what you are saying. In darkness, that's what you are saying. And that the outcome of their work is a travesty of justice. That's what I'm saying. And you are not in court challenging the conduct of the committee. You are not. You as a person, you are not in court challenging the conduct of the committee. You know the rules in the Constitution regarding the work of the proceedings. You haven't shown at any stage that the rules in the Constitution governing the work of the committee have been breached in any way. How can you come and sit here and describe the work as opaque, a travesty of justice, and improper removal, and etc., and expect me to sit here and allow you to do that? You are clearly violating the rules. And when I try to guide you how to go about your work, then you say that I'm trying to obstruct you.
Honourable Majority Leader, you've made your point. And again, if I'm called upon to do a ruling, the rules are clear that we should refrain from the use of offensive language. We are here for the purposes of vetting. A situation where the process will be used to describe the work of a committee to be opaque, meaning it was done in darkness, is offensive. Therefore, I would order that same be expunged from the record as if it doesn't exist. Honourable Minority Leader, proceed.
Chairman, with respect. Chairman, with respect, he raised the objection. You didn't give me the opportunity to respond. And you're saying that you have ruled. I mean, what is the fairness in this? He just raised objection. He didn't refer to any rule this time. This time, he didn't refer to any rule. And then he says that we should go and do press conference.
Honorable Minority Leader, kindly proceed.
It is our contention that the process leading to the removal of Her Ladyship Justice Araba Isaba Tokonu was unfair, it lacked due process, it did not adhere to any constitutional procedure.
Chairman,
we continue.
I hope, Chairman,
to say.
I hope, Chairman, that persistently violating the rules of this House is a breach of privilege. You know that. Persistently violating the rules of this House.
Chairman, Honorable
Minority Leader.
He's made a point. Let me make a point with respect to you.
Honorable Minority Leader, if you can hear me out, yes, maybe the point that you want to make, you may realize that it is not necessary. Honorable members, let's have it in mind that we are not sitting here as a committee over any decision made by another committee or a court of competent jurisdiction. So bringing sane or making sane as a subject matter of discussion, with all due respect, this is not fair to members of those committees and those who presided over those cases. So if we are playing by the fair principles, please let's refrain from all those things and be guided by our rules in raising our issues. Minority Leader, you just spoke about fairness. So is it fair that a committee that is not before us, their rulings are brought here and described in a manner unwarranted by our rules? So with all due respect, this will clearly be in breach of natural justice. We don't have the opportunity of the people being heard. So why are we commenting on them? So please, let's proceed. You can give your remarks, but be guided as such. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Permit me to enter this discussion. I think that, Mr. Chair, you have to look at this, the context within which the minority leader is making this speech. You have to recognize that there is a background to the nomination of the nominee. And it will look very odd that we can have this conversation, the vetting of the nominee, without reference. It appears that there is a gag order. Mr. Speaker, the minority will have its say, but the majority would have its way. So, Mr. Speaker, what is wrong? We've spent almost 1 hour going back and forth on this simple matter. And I think that it is important that the minority leader is given his opportunity to speak. Then the majority leader can set the record straight if he thinks that he has said something that is. So I think that we should allow the discussion to flow. Mr. Speaker, it's been 1 hour.
Order.
We are still going back and forth.
Honorable Tampuli.
Let's with respect.
Honorable Tampuli.
Mr. Chairman, thank you.
In this House, we play by the rules. Now, tell me, at vetting, in raising a preliminary issue, and preliminary issues are not questions for the nominee to provide an answer. Then you bring the work of another committee entirely to vetting, describing it in all sorts of ways. Should this be permitted or it should not be permitted? So if we are all operating within the ambit of the rules, we will not have any problem. That is where the problem is coming from. The whole world is watching us.
Speaker,
so I believe you agree with me that it is not proper, by way of preliminary issue, a work done by a committee should be brought at a vetting and be raised as a preliminary comment.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, I'm not sure the leader is re-litigating any issue. What the leader is doing, with respect, as far as I'm concerned, is that he is making commentary. That is his view, his judgment. And it is the view of the minority. And I think that it should be allowed to land. Then the majority leader can speak. Mr. Speaker, I think that, look, if we are going to be too, more or less fastidious about what he's saying, we can't make progress. With respect, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr.
Honorable Tampoli, if you want to make progress, I think we can make progress. But if you deliberately don't want to make progress, we are deliberately trying not to make progress. Honorable Tampoli, guide me by the rules that govern the House. The actual rules that allow that in making your preliminary comment, you should be allowed to describe a work of a committee in a language in which the minority leader is describing them.
Mr. Speaker, in this standing orders, Mr. Speaker, may I refer you to Order 5?
Yes.
Order 5 with respect, Mr. Speaker. Order
yes.
5.1, subject to the provisions of this Constitution and any other enactments. Where there is doubt, these rules shall be interpreted by Mr. Speaker. 2, in any case not provided for in these orders, Mr. Speaker shall decide on a procedural question. And finally, 3, in exercising the power conferred under this order, Mr. Speaker shall act in accordance with the Constitution. So we think that what you are doing,
yes,
it may not be provided for expressly.
No, but so what you are saying,
what you are doing amounts to being guided by Order 5.
Rules, yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So, Mr. Speaker, even under the Constitution, under
so you agree with me that I'm operating within the ambit of the rules.
With respect, Mr. Speaker, under Article 297, the Constitution even contemplates an instance where something will not be provided in the Constitution or any other law. And they say the Parliament. So, Mr. Speaker, there are penumbra areas, there are gray areas where you fill in. And I think that you have to exercise your discretion to allow the minority leader to land. Because what he's saying doesn't amount to raising issues. Mr. Speaker, he's not here with a substantive motion to raise questions about whatever it is.
Honorable Tampoli.
We are dealing with
Honorable Tampoli, I thank you very much for reading Order 5. I think Order 5 is clear as to why I am behaving the way I am behaving. But I can assure you that most of the things that the minority leader has said that I rule against, they are specifically and expressly provided for in the rules. In the rules. So minority leader can go ahead and make all his comments without touching on anybody who is not before us. He knows. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, I want to draw your attention to Order 24 B and D. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I read Order 24 B, that the Speaker shall promote concessions on matters under consideration in the House, and D, protect and preserve the rights of members. Mr. Speaker, I'm drawing your attention to this because the minority leader under Standing Order 24 D have a right, and which you have given him the permission to make his opening remarks. So I'm appealing to you to protect and preserve that right as it is in our standing order. And also, Mr. Chairman, the Order 24B, that you should promote concessions on matters. If majority leader think otherwise, minority leader think otherwise. Majority leader, after majority leader's statement, can also make statements if there are things, and correct some of the things that he thinks is wrong. Then we can make progress, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Honorable Minority Deputy Whip, it is not only the right of the minority leader that is supposed to be protected. The right of everybody is supposed to be protected. The right of those committee members are also supposed to be protected. So don't take it that I am violating the right of the minority leader in any manner whatsoever. That will be a very wrong impression. And let me state that anybody who wants to enjoy his rights should know that the beginning of your right would mark the end of somebody's right. Thank you.
Chairman, and keep to the rules because I will object to anything that violates the rules.
But when we do this, it's not okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Minority leader, don't be preemptive. Majority leader, don't be preemptive. So go ahead.
Chairman, 7 separate proceedings across 3 jurisdictions. Our own Supreme Court, the High Court, and the ECOWAS Court of Justice now challenge the constitutional validity of that removal. Not one has been heard on its merits.
Mr. Chairman.
Yet, while these cases remain pending,
Mr. Chairman,
while the very question of whether a vacancy exists remains subject, there is a nomination
I object.
Leader, one microphone should be off so that I can have the floor. Honorable Minority Leader, hold it. Majority Leader, you said you object. What are you objecting to?
Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Our rules are very clear on pending matters. Our rules are very clear on pending matters. And it says in Order 103F that a motion shall relate to definite issues and not be the subject of an action on which a judicial decision is pending in such a way as may, in the opinion of the Speaker, prejudice the interest of the parties to the action. Mr. Speaker, you see, when you keep saying motion, these rules guide proceedings in chamber, and mutatis mutandi, they apply to the work of committees as well. The rules are clear. What you can't do in the chamber, you cannot do in committee. So the rules are clear on pending matters. So you can't come here and comment on pending matters in a way that will prejudice the interests of the parties. So we stay away from random commentary on pending matters. We even don't refer to them. It's clear. And I'm saying that you are a senior lawyer, you know. You've been in this house, you've been a majority leader, you've been a minority leader, you have lived through all the rulings in these matters. Pending matters, we should stay away from them. The conduct of judges, we should stay away from them. You have so far not impugned the process of nominating the nominee and submitting the nomination to this house, and the process of referral by Speaker of the nominee to this committee for the committee to do its work. Those are the legitimate matters that you can raise, and you haven't raised them. So all the questions about what happened, if you had waited and we started proceedings and you throw a question to the nominee to get his views on the matter, I may not object. But you can't just be allowed to run down everybody and get up and walk because you are a your marking. Why? It will not be allowed. I am going to look, this whole issue about you making a preliminary statement, show me a rule that says that you have a right to make a preliminary statement. Show me in our standing orders anything that says that you, Afanyo Makin, have a right to make preliminary statements. You don't. We developed it as a practice. We developed it as a practice where normally the two leaders may make welcoming statements and general open statements, but you have converted it into a platform to do a press conference where you attack and impugn people and walk away with it. I'm saying that today you will not attack anybody and walk away once I sit in this committee.
Yes, Minority Leader, what do you have to say to it?
I have his, at least if I catch
It even gives you the opportunity because he is on the floor. Tell him, when he said I should hear Tampuli, I heard Tampuli. Should I hear another umbre? Should I hear another umbre?
Yeah. You can hear him after that. I come and respond to him. I know if you have anything.
Yes, Honorable Anodumbre, what do you have to say on the issue raised by the majority
Speaker,
leader, Honorable Mahama Yarga?
Well, initially I didn't want to comment. We thought we should. Speaker, we in leadership have a role to play in helping you shepherd and guide this process. How does it look that the Chief Justice nominee is before us and this whole process is being reduced into a banter between the majority leader? It's been reduced into this. It's most unfortunate. And I'm surprised at some of the issues being raised by the majority leader, saying that show us the rules that says that when there is vetting, you should be allowed to make comment. We are not only guided by rules, we are also guided by practice. Show me the rules that tells us that every Friday you should be standing behind the dispatch box and be presenting petition. There are no rules on that. But it's part of our practice. And majority leader, with respect to you, know this. So don't keep referencing that, saying that show us the rules, show us the rules. It's not just about the rules. It is also about our practice. Now, the very rule you referred to, 103, when you said it could be applied mutatis mutandi, I think majority leader, you are wrong. The rules were made with specific functionality, and the 103 you quoted is on admissibility of motion. No, it's motion. And it's giving us conditions for admissibility of motion. So when you read the heading, so you are interpreting the rule to suit your understanding. A while ago, Tampuri just referenced Order 5 and says that interpretation will be done by the speaker. Allow the speaker to lead the process. Allow the speaker, the chair, to lead the process. All of us are here to support, to make sure that these things are done. But the way you are positioning yourself is giving a wrong impression, and the public is watching. You will not even allow the minority leader to speak. And you are marking every sentence, and we are here saying that is normal. Why don't you take your note? When he's done, then you can present your version of the truth.
His law teacher started marking his sentences long ago. I'm not the first person to mark his sentences. His law lecturers marked his sentences for years.
Anytime it appears to me, I'll conclude because you are pushing me to conclude. I'll conclude. But interestingly, the majority leader catches your eye every time. It is surprising that he always catches your eye. When we also draw your attention, let us also catch your eye. We also have something to say. Parliament is not just about the majority leader. For heaven's sake, I'm representing the good people of Insama Dreji. And when I have a view and I catch your eye, you must allow me to express him. I want to tell the majority leader, anytime he obstructs the minority leader, we will also obstruct him. No? Let him make his point. If it is the case that your strategy is that you are going to obstruct him, we will also obstruct you. And you won't make your point. But the begging question is, to what end? Are we going to conclude this vetting? What are we telling Ghanaians as representatives of the people? Speaker, I think you should rule on this matter. The majority leader should put down his points. Can I finish? For heaven's sake, can I finish? The respected majority leader I saw him taking copious notes. He should write down his points. And regardless of the fact that he's a majority, he's a member of parliament like anybody else. Let him write down his points. When the minority leader is done, then he can come in. Then we can make progress. This whole strategy of any sentence.
I would have been asking questions,
It's not going to
but
happen.
sometimes when I ask questions, they take it that I'm being sarcastic. I will give the floor to Honorable Roxanne Dafamoko.
Chairman, thank you for the opportunity. Chairman, given where we are, I seek your guidance on this matter. And here it is. Within the terms of Order 103, Rule D, Rule E, and F, the minority leader led a team of his members. They filed a motion. The terms of the motion, Mr. Chairman, reads as follows: that this honorable House, having regard to Articles 110, Clause 1, 125 to 127, 144, Clause 1, and 146 of the 1992 Constitution and Standing Orders 57, Rules 1 to 3, Order 93.
Is that the motion Speaker rule on?
Yes. For the records, I'm reading the terms of the motion they filed. Yes. Order 103, Rule F, Order 216, and Order 217 of our standing orders resolves to suspend forthwith all further proceedings, both at the Appointments Committee and our plenary, on the nomination of Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie as Chief Justice until all pending suits and applications directly bearing on the removal of a leadership Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Tokonu, Saki Tokonu, including ECOWAS Court, suit number ECW/CCJ/APP/32/25 on provisional measures, multiple Supreme Court proceedings, and High Court applications are finally determined or withdrawn, and that in the interim, the Business Committee reprograms the business of the House. Accordingly, the Appointment Committee stands down any scheduled vetting related to the nomination, and that the Attorney General and Minister for Justice be summoned pursuant to Article 103 of the Constitution to appear before this House or before such committee as the House may designate, to provide a comprehensive briefing on the status of all pending litigation relating to the removal of a leadership Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu, including but not limited to A, the identity, jurisdiction, and procedural status of all such proceedings; B, any provisional measures, interim orders, or conservatory orders sought or granted; C, the relief sought in each proceeding and their potential implications for the office of Chief Justice; D, Ghana's international obligations under regional treaties relevant to the ECOWAS court proceedings; E, the government's assessment of potential legal and constitutional implications of proceeding with the appointment of a successor Chief Justice while such litigation remains pending; and F, any other matters relevant to Parliament's informed exercise of its constitutional functions under Article 1141. Applicants of the motion.
Well, hold on. Let me hear you, Honorable Habib. What are you objecting to?
Chairman, Parliament and parliamentary proceedings and practices. A member is not to address the House. What Honorable Roxanne is doing is addressing us. Whatever he's reading, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable,
Mr. Chairman, but
you are completely out of order.
To us, Mr. Speaker.
You are completely out of order.
So, Chairman, no, he should stop.
It is only when a supplementary question is being asked.
A motion that the Speaker has ruled.
Would you listen to me, Honorable Habib?
On the floor.
Would you listen to me? It is only when a supplementary question is being asked that you don't address the House. So you are completely out of order. Honorable Minority Leader, May I have your response?
Chairman, I'm not done.
Okay,
I'm
hold
not
on.
done.
Then conclude.
Yes.
Conclude.
No, I'm not done.
Then conclude.
So, Mr. Chairman, these were the terms of the motion the minority leader and his group filed. In the course of considering admitting this motion, Speaker determined